Testing 1 2 3 3 2 1. I'm doing a Zoom call trying to get people to show up. I'm doing a Zoom call trying to get people to show up. All right, here we are. All right. Um, uh,
I can simply take see if these people. Let's see.
Sorry about that, everybody. Um, Welcome, Kathy.
Hi.
uh, let's see. Gonna close this. I'm trying to make this smooth here. And I'm gonna get this up here. Alrighty. Um, this is a meeting to encourage everyone who's listening. It's in local 308 to please come to the membership meeting on Tuesday. There is a whole stack of grievances like we see in this little cartoon here. And most of them were written by me. And the our wonderful, wonderful board members voted all of them down. And Mark Weems, our vice president, proudly boasted, "You're 0 and 9 so far, Basir." He hates everything, everything that helps the members and hurts the CTA mismanagement. And I'm going to break that down for everybody. Two things I want to cover before I go to my grievances is the let's see, can I get this open? And uh shoot. There was a brother who passed away. There he is. Brother Terrell. Let's see if it's showing up on the screen. It should show up on your screen. Yeah. And this was a train operator on the Blue Line, uh, a single father, and so now they don't have their dad anymore. So this is all of his funeral arrangements. I'm hoping to be able to talk to his mother. I'm trying to get contact with her. Um, like all the other young CTA workers that pass away, um, you know, we work like hell. We work a lot just to get by, and we deal with a lot of abuse from the mismanagement. And I believe that nearly all of the sickness and death that we experience is actually connected directly to our working conditions. And we see a lot of managers and union people expressing sympathy um, for the families of our coworkers who die and get sick, or sick and get and die, and but they're hypocrites. They're hypocrites because um, they treat us like crap, and that's going to lead to the next part, and that is this bylaw proposal by our former president, Brother Ken Franklin. Now, everyone knows um, I'm meant to start recording this meeting. I'm gonna so for the recording, I just talked about Brother Terrell passing away and his funeral arrangements, and so if you can, Wednesday, Thursday, um, please try to attend one of these, and I'm sure they'll have some kind of collection for the family. This man worked a lot, single parent, um, and too young, way too young. So this next portion that I want to talk about is the now, Kathy, if you or anybody have any questions, just jump in and just interrupt. It's okay.
Okay.
Um, this bylaw change is from our former president, Brother Ken Franklin. I I he's running for president, I'm running for president, so it looks like we're going to be facing each other. But I look, when someone does something that I think is positive, it needs support. I'm going to support it. I don't care who you are. If I like you, I don't like you, whatever. It doesn't matter. If it's good for the members, it's good for me. And I think this hardship fund, this new bylaw amendment should be supported 100%. Unfortunately, I won't be there. I won't be at this membership meeting because I got to work. And so, unlike when they put charges on me, President Penny, she took everybody off work to go to the membership meeting to vote. But when it comes to officers needing to be at or wanting to be at things like this to support things she doesn't want, that won't happen. Basically, $5,000 a month from the general fund is going to be allocated to a membership assistance and defense fund. And members will be on the committee. It'll be elected from different terminals. And they'll review the request for assistance and disperse whatever is needed. Um, at the board meeting, my fellow officers were hell bent head against this. They said the CTA provides a hardship fund, and this. They say the members are going to want to steal. They're going to take what they don't want. What's going to stop them from trying to get it every day? Uh, this is just Ken Franklin doing this because he's running for office. All kind of stuff, just crap, irrelevant crap. And they spend our presidents spend thousands upon thousands and thousands of dollars on paying members, buying loyalty, taking them off work for various things that no one will ever know about. And it's shown in the audit reports for 2023, 2024, and we're talking almost $1 million for other administrative salaries. None of that is itemized. And when I brought it up, I received nothing but hell. Not even an answer from the auditor. Um, we can afford this. We need it. We need to take care of the members, okay? Whatever the hardship is. They're paying their dues. They need help. They need $100. They need $1,000, 5,000, whatever. We need to take care of the members. I say please support this. Now the other thing is I submitted this resolution to be read at the membership meeting, and it's a resolution in support of public ownership of U.S. railroads. Okay, so this ensures that corporations can no longer cut maintenance and operations, right, in order to increase their profits regarding the rail transportation system in this country. And this is what we need in the city of Chicago, okay, and the other cities. So this resolution, I sent this out. You'll see this in the documents for the Zoom meeting. I sent this in the email today that went out to you. This is calling for a nationwide support focused on Class 1 railroads, which is the big railroads, right? Union Pacific, BNSF, Canadian National, Canadian Pacific, Union Pacific, whatever. And resolutions are not necessarily anything that changes anything, but what it does is it sets the agenda, it sets the direction for the union. And we need to do these kinds of things, especially when it comes to the transportation industry, because that's where we are as CTA workers. So this was not supported at all by the executive board. No surprise. They can't even think, most of them can't even conceive anything good beyond themselves at the moment, especially under the guidance of Vice President or the Shadow President, Brother Mark Worms and Weems. And they are especially allergic to anything I bring up. And that's their problem if they don't like me. I can't help that. Our union is not about me and if you like me or you don't like me. And if what's good for you, you're not going to get it because you don't like me. All right? We don't need that crap in our union. This is important. The Hardship Fund is important. Getting to the truth about why our coworkers are dying at age 40 is important. Let's get started on these grievances. As many of you know, I vote yes on all grievances, all of them. If I don't vote on it, it's because I'm still trying to figure out what the hell they're talking about, or I'm busy taking notes and I forget, especially at the board meetings. But at the membership meeting, we get a little piece of paper, and you put a actual ballot. It's a secret ballot. Okay, then I put yes on all of them. Yes, not all of them are worth being grieved. Okay, and it's never an issue. I do it merely to make a statement, and the statement is half of these grievances would not be necessary if we would spend our union dues money on organizing the members for action and educating them and empowering them to become stewards for one another. So I'm hoping that the goodwill that I've put out there for many of you, you will do that for me as I have 14 grievances. Most of the grievances to be read will be authored by me. Now, some of them are moot because the issue's been taken care of, okay? But the ones I especially need your support on are what I'm going to discuss today. And if you have any questions, please interject. I will not be able to attend this meeting. I have to work. So just I already said that, but I just want to make that clear out there. So I really need people to help advocate for me too. So if you can speak up about this. So the first grievance that I'd like you to definitely vote yes on, okay, is and by the way, there are some grievances with some terminated coworkers, and I especially would like you to support them. There's a second chance apprentice who was basically tricked into getting fired, and it was Sister Eleanor Rags, and please support her getting trying to get her job back. So the first one for me is regarding reimbursement for a court hearing, okay? And this is in our contract that if you have to be off work to go to court, the CTA has to pay you for that time according to your hourly salary, okay? Your hourly rate, all right? And I included this summons. Now, I had to do this because this was part of a labor charge because our union presidents would not back me up and help me out from being illegally kicked out and threatened with police arrest in February. And it has been an ongoing problem. It has gone on so many times I've filed additional unfair labor practice charges and won one at this shop where they tried to arrest me, where this terrible general manager tried to arrest me. So I had to go to court about this. These were my labor charges, but here I am doing what our union president and our so-called union attorney refused to do. And that is back up the officials that the management doesn't like. And of course, they say I'm being disorderly and all that stuff, which is not true. I'm being disruptive, which is not true. They have no proof of any of this stuff other than me saying I'm not leaving. That's disruption to them. I'm on union payroll. What am I going to do? I have to be there in the break room. And members are glad when I'm there. There are many members. There's some that aren't happy. There's some that love the boss and they hate me. That's okay. But I'm not being disruptive. And of course they ask, "Oh, are other union reps being kicked out?" And they're like, "No, they don't kick us out. Of course they." It's because all they do is dance with the boss. They kiss them and hug them and sell the members out. And they tell, "Oh, it's nothing. Don't just sign it. We'll grieve it later." Or if they're lucky, they'll say grieve. They'll help them grieve it. I always help them grieve. I always, if I for some reason I can't, I say, "Here, take this piece of paper. Please grieve it." I don't know if I want to. Well, please think about it. I mean, half the time I'm telling members to grieve and they don't want to do it. But these people who the managers don't kick out, they're not telling anyone to grieve anything because they think they're guilty. I don't think they're guilty. I don't think we deserve the punishment we get, especially because we're supposed to have paid sick leave, which our presidents waived in secret. So, anyways, I want to be paid. I want the CTA to pay me for going to court to have to file an unfair labor practice charge against them, which actually strengthens our union. This is good for our union. So I'm asking you, if the members vote this down, this is especially important. If this grievance for me personally is not won at the meeting Tuesday, could you motion that Local 308 reimburse me, that our union reimburse me for fighting for our rights in court? Please do that in the new business. Make a motion, have someone there to second the motion. In the documents, and we're live streaming this on YouTube as well. Um, I'll have the link for this page that you're looking at. Okay. All right. Let's go to the next one. Lobby Day. So on March 5th and April not 8th, the ATU members and officers engaged in lobby day to secure funding. And you may remember that. We went there to lobby for our employer to get funding. Well, we did a good job. We spent all our money, a whole lot of money to do it as a union. People went on their own time, used their own vacation days. The CTA needs to pay us for that. They should pay Local 308 for us lobbying for them. Even the CTA acting president showed no respect for what we were doing. Went down there and posted on LinkedIn. I'll show you. Hope it comes up. Nora Learson. Let's see. Nora Learson Springfield. All right. Now here we went. This was 4 weeks ago. Come on. We spent all this time, Local 308, Local 241, other unions, spent time and money to go lobby for her company. She's the acting president. And this is what she said. She takes a picture of herself walking up the steps at the Capitol. It says, "Fighting for the CTA in this critical moment is a tremendous honor. Back to Springfield today for productive conversations with lawmakers on behalf of CTA riders and employees." Well, but nothing about us. Nothing about the unions doing that. It's like, where are we? We don't even exist. She's going there by herself. That's what it looks like. What kind of respect is that? Why are we giving our blood? And then these no good, lazy so-called lawmakers, these lie makers, they say, you know what, it's 12:01, we're going on vacation. And they just leave. They just let the bill die. No funding for CTA, PACE, and Metro. So no, no, they need to pay for it. The lawyer, the CTA lawyer that we pay, Anita tonight, she's going to say, well, what's the offense? What's the offense? We were working for the CTA. They need to pay us. That's the offense. Please vote yes on that. All right, I got another grievance here. All right. For over a year, my fellow co-workers in the shops, who repair the trains, we're called repairers, we're mechanics of the trains. The CTA was having us do overhaul work. Overhaul is a intense, in, intensely safety, sensitive safety. Uh, it's you can't just do overhauls like here's some parts, you go do it. You need a team of multiple workers on that train, taking down all the old equipment and putting up the new trucks, putting up the new drawbars, the biggest, the most intense parts of the train. We have to torque all these things to various specifications. They have one person doing each truck, so they'll have four people on a whole unit. When the machinists in local District 8 of the Machinists Union, they have twice the amount of people and they're paid at almost $8 more an hour. So I said the CTA has to pay us their rate to do their job. And our vice president and that freaking lawyer, who we pay $200,000 a year to, said that I am taking work away from my coworkers, from the union members of Local 308. When the CTA is taking the work from another union and giving it to us at a lower rate. We got plenty of work to do in the shops. It's not like we don't have things to do. So I'm saying the CTA should stop assigning overhaul, truck and drawbar replacement at Howard Shop. They must stop that. Overhaul. I put overhaul. We're not talking about replacement, replacing broken, defective ones. That's our job. There's a defective drawbar. There's defective trucks. It's our job to repair these things. Repair the motor, repair the gearbox, or not the gearbox, the wheel assembly. We don't do gearboxes. We do the wheel assembly. We have the wheel and the gearbox. But if we keep this up, they're going to have us repairing, replacing the gearbox, taking the job from the machinists and paying us less. This is union busting. And our own union presidents, they want to let it continue. But I want to stop it. And so Mark Weems and that freaking lawyer, that CTA lawyer in the union office, Anita Tanai, like we think ATU means Anita Tanai's union. No, it's Amalgamated Transit Union. They're saying that this grievance should be voted down. No, this grievance is going to bring the repairers, my coworkers who did this, lots of money. That's why they don't want it. They don't want us getting lots of money. They want the CTA to continue union busting because it maintains good relationships with them. And they're going to tell you that I am a union buster when they're the union busters. Read the grievance for yourself. You'll see. It makes a lot of sense. And of course, he said cease and desist. Well, the CTA is going to do that, and they think they're not going to give us any work. They'll cease giving us work. I said cease and desist. Overhaul. Truck and drawbar replacement. That's it. We never did this before this year. This is what my coworkers want. And they're right. Please vote yes on this, please. Let's go to the next one. I want you to read these grievances because the vice president is not going to read them. He's going to summarize them. He's going to word them in a way to make you not want to vote for it. But I'm presenting the grievances to you so you can read them for yourself and decide for yourself. And then based on my recommendation, vote yes if you agree. He's not going to he doesn't do that. He doesn't let you read the grievances. He just summarizes it. And you hope that you'll be there to try to clarify it and clear it up if he doesn't try to laugh you off like he does. Snicker and snivel. Goddamn boss agent. So similar to the first grievance, the CTA is expelling union officials from CTA property. And that's when they say, oh, anyone here being expelled? And they're like, no, I'm not expelled. Even the lawyer said, expel. What is it? That word is not correct. No, it's correct. It's expel. Let's look up the word expel. I know what they think it means. They're kicking me out, threatening me with police arrest. What? And I'm on union payroll. This is illegal. To force out, to force to leave, take away rights or privileges of membership. It's expel. Got a freaking lawyer telling me I'm not accurate. What kind of lawyer would fight a union lawyer? What kind of union lawyer would fight this, would be against this? This is insanity. They must cease and desist expelling union officials from CTA facilities who are authorized to be at CTA facilities. Expulsion or banning or calling police on union officials who are authorized on the off sheet. That's what our president sends out to these people to say Eric Basir can be there. Is a violation of Article 12.7 and is an unfair labor practice according to the Illinois Labor Relations Act. And here it is, the contract. He's not going to share this with you all. Mark Weems is not going to show you the contract. And it says it right here. I can't be kicked out. I'm allowed to be there. And here's the ULP. This one's specifically about Kimball. Interfering with or restraining or coercing employees in the exercise of their rights guaranteed under the Act, the Illinois Labor Relations Act. It's the law. They can't kick me out. Oh, what's the contract? What's the violation? It's against the contract. They need to stop it. Our union officials, our presidents don't want this. Mike Overstreet, Corey Carr, Maurice Booker don't want this. You idiots. Yeah, you're idiots. You think that you're safe because the managers like you. And it's okay that they could do it to me because they don't like me. But they will do it to you. It's coming. Eventually. They will totally obliterate our union. And you know who's going to help them? The politicians. The politicians. You'll see. Because it ain't looking good for the Democratic Party. And Republicans going to be coming in. And Democrats lay the foundation for fascism while you think they're on your side. You think they're pro-union. Nah, they're just keeping it all suppressed. They're laying the foundation. And then here come the Republicans to go ahead and activate the machine. And to do just what they did. for the AVKI, the Federal Government Employees Union. Tens of thousands of employees, their contracts nullified. Nullified. Union officials can't even do nothing now. Now the union, they're cutting back salaries for their own officials. Yeah, yeah. This is illegal. Please vote yes on this grievance, please. Resetting rail car hydraulic lift breaker switches. When I go to these locations where they try to kick me out, guess what? Members talk to me. And they talk to me about the problems. And I say, well, let's come up with a solution. And we come up with solutions. And this was a solution, a class action grievance, because it came to my attention. The Kimball Shop management has been instructing repairers to reset circuit breakers on defective railcar lifts. This unsafe practice has been going on for at least a decade. It also violates the union jurisdiction of the IBEW union. The CTA must cease and desist with instructing non-IBEW members to reset breakers. Also, the CTA should pay each non-IBEW member 8 hours of pay at the bargain for rate, at the IBEW bargain for rate, for each instance documented. You say, oh, it's just a breaker switch. That's what the safety said. It's just a breaker switch. What's wrong? You can't hit a breaker switch. So do you want Mark Weems and Maurice Booker and Penny McCoach? Do you want the CTA? There's an electrician, an IBW electrician in the shop. Do you want the CTA to assign them to go troubleshoot a train that's defective because it keeps tripping the P4 or the P10? Just flip it back. Do you want that? They don't know. They may not know what it is, what the problem is. They're not going to be able to trouble. How do you tell me and my coworkers to go reset a circuit breaker on a giant piece of machinery that could drop an entire train on our heads? A defective piece of machinery. Just reset the breaker without troubleshooting it, without solving the problem. If the breaker keeps tripping, that means there's an open circuit. That means there's a problem. That means someone can die. And our union officials don't want this. They don't want to punish our employer for making us do unsafe things. And that's what they said. They said, oh, this is just anybody could do this. Anybody. Of course anybody could do it. Just bring someone off the street to do it. Why not? Give them a bump cap. Get them under the train. Tell them change a brake pad. Go ahead. See what happens. Just give them a wrench. See what happens. When are we going to stop letting them violate us? Members, it's up to you. Please, vote yes on this grievance. We must make the CTA stop union busting. And you need to send a message to our union. Stop believing these people. Use your own common sense. Read the contract. Know your rights. Understand what these other unions are doing. They're going to say, well, no other IBW wasn't complaining to us about it, and we would hear about it if they were. Okay, first of all, IBW has no strike, no lockout clauses in their contract. They have sold their members out. The leadership has sold their members out long, long time ago. We don't even have a no strike clause in our contract. We don't. We don't. It doesn't exist. Look. But they do. They do. So I'm going to one leaders. I complain to them all the time. I let them know what's going on. I let them know they're having us do your work. They're having us do your work. I try to reach out to them, and half the time their phones don't work. Their emails bounce back. None of them are serious. We have to be serious, y'all. Shop leader. Here's another one. Now, this baby I've been working on with others, okay? And they've been working on this from before I was elected. Shop leader and technician forcing must stop. Local 308 immediately requests Chicago Transit Authority to cease and desist forced picking. Forced picking. That's union busting, by the way. Of all collective bargain for rail technicians and rail leader positions. That means the people who qualify with these extra little higher incentive pay qualifications are being forced to pick it because the CTA is too cheap to pay it high enough and to train enough of them so there's a big pool and people can come in and out of it if they get tired of it or they need to change because they have a life outside of the CTA. It'd be nice if some of them would have weekends off. You've been there 10 years and they're still working weekends. And here's Peppermint Penny, our union president, the CTA's best friend on the rail side. Not as good a friend as Keith Hill. He's the superior best friend of the CTA. And there she is saying, well, what about the janitor leaders? My husband was a janitor leader and they had a bad schedule the whole time. Okay, that doesn't make it right. That doesn't make it right. You're forcing janitor leaders, forcing janitors who have leader qualification to pick leader. That's not a union. You might as well call that a non-union job. They're forcing you to pick a job. Per the collective bargaining agreement, rail technician and rail leader are an elective qualification, not a mandatory qualification for employment. So we have different levels of qualification. And it says down here that we acknowledge that, which are force picked because, well, if you want to stay employed, but everybody has to take the qualification. Everybody passes it. Truck shop, car body, controls, HVAC. Now, if we have these technician and leader as part of these qualifications that everyone has to go through, it won't be such a big deal because you're going to have people coming in to these positions and some will stay and some will leave based on what? Seniority. Yeah, we did have an opportunity to kind of change that a little bit, but it wasn't what it really needs to be. But the person that brought that forth was a union rep that became a manager, and he's one of the worst mismanagers in the whole system. So he had no support, and he definitely didn't have my support when he brought it up. So when I heard the argument made by someone who I respect, who cares about the workers, I said it makes a little more sense. But the best way to do this is to make it so that we all repairers have to get technician and leader. But meanwhile, the CTA is just gonna have to hire more managers and not try to make mini managers or whatever like they're trying to do with the leaders. Do not force us to pick leader if we're leader qualified. And I also have evidence where they have let people resign their leader qualification. Okay? So this is crap. Please vote yes on this grievance. Please. Just disregard anything Mark and Penny and that lawyer say because it only helps CTA mismanagement continue to abuse us and to spit in the face of our union rights. Reimburse workers for the pick. This is 1224-34. All right. We had a pick last year where, and it was late as usual. They picked the low seniority workers had to pick for the third time. The third time. And because they're low seniority, a lot of them were on the midnight shift. So they had to stay up and, interrupt their sleep. It was real stressful for them. And so I collected complaints from all of them. And here they are. Again, in the blog, you can see all of these details. Somehow that's not reading it. We click this to enlarge it. There we go. I got 6 pages of complaints. And they sent this to the president of our union. And she ignored every one of them. But I didn't ignore them. See, please don't let them have us repick. It wasn't necessary. And then I included a previous grievance about the repick. And I said the solution is to have a special pick for the people that were missed. Because they were so low seniority, they would get just the bottom stuff anyways. And we had 10 jobs unfilled. So they could have got him anything. They would have had some kind of a choice. But no. And I had another grievance before that. So I included those grievances within this grievance, plus the complaints from the members. Here I am advocating for our coworkers. And my remedy is pay these people 8 hours. And then pay Local 308, reimburse Local 308 for having another union rep there for another 8 hours. And we need to have the penalties in the contract. Because they're not even doing the pick on time. You understand? This is disrespect. Please vote yes on this grievance. Please. Everybody. Doesn't matter your department. Because it's the same problem. They got the same problem in all the other departments. This CTA mismanagement is so sloppy. And they don't care. And they don't want us to pick anything. They want to decide where to assign us. Okay? We can't let that happen. Is that? Yeah. PIU lens replacement. Again, I'm being blamed by the boss agents and the CTA lawyer that we pay $200,000 a year to as a union buster. I'm being painted as a union buster, giving jobs away and giving work away. Right. They are having us. They started doing this, okay? Just recently, in the past couple of years. When it comes to the PIU boxes, the PIU buttons on especially the 5000 series trains, they got specific kind of LED little lenses that cover up the LED lights, the red and the green, and people smash them out and they vandalize. So what we do is our job, we take the whole box out, we disconnect the wires, take the whole box out, we put a new box in and reattach the wires. So to save money, the CTA is sending us lenses, telling us to take the box out, open up the box, and play electrician. $8 more an hour job. Open it up. Open the box. We don't open up parts. We are effectively replacing parts as repairers. That's how we can do our job and be diverse in everything we do, whether it's carpentry, whether it's electricity, whether it's machines. We are like a cross trainer of skills, so-called skilled labor. We're cross training, but not specializing. A specialist will take the thing apart and replace. That's their job. Our job is not remanufacturing anything. So opening up and repairing the broken lenses of the PIU boxes is beyond the scope of the railcar repairs. I confirmed this with the IBW business agent. I even said this to Mark and all the others, and they still ignored me. They act like I'm lying. Why would I have to make this up? Why? Why? This was done by the craft union workers at a higher rate of pay, the electricians. The CTA must cease and desist with assigning the task. The task. Not work. He's making it sound like I'm telling the CTA not to give us work. This is what he said. Well, you don't want CTA to give you work, huh? Okay. No, you dumbass. I said that task. I'm so sick of these people. These are our union reps, our union officials who support union busting. They support busting the union of the electrician, busting the union of the repairers and the mechanics. The CTA must cease and desist with assigning the task and compensate all who completed the task as railcar repairers at the rate of pay given to the craft union workers. I didn't name electrician because just in case it would have been a machinist, but I'm almost certain it's electrician. The CTA must retrieve all MIMS data. That's where we log in and put down that we did the job for the year of 2023 and through the present time to pay all repairers who completed the task. The CTA must also apologize in writing to the affected craft union workers and post it as a press release on their website and website news releases. They laughed at that. See, they don't want to embarrass the employer. Can you believe that? What a bunch of wimps. Bunch of wimps. See, that's why I'm running for president, because I'm so sick of this crap. And then I attached the bulletin that they made. They made a brand new bulletin. Look at the year. They made a brand new bulletin. So now I'm like looking at what they're, I'm like, what you doing? They making a brand new bulletin. Because they got to justify it. We don't do that. We don't do that. We just replace the unit. Please support this grievance. Please. So these are the ones we gotta vote. I mean, you may disagree with me about others being fired, the reasons they were fired. You may disagree with me on some other grievances. But could you please support these? Please support these grievances. I need you to override. I need you to support this resolution. I need you to do it. You know why? Because it's good for us, all of us. It's not good for me. It's good for us. This bylaw hardship fund. This is not going to benefit me with my this is brother Ken Franklin's bylaw. Man, I'm running against him for president. I'm running against him, but I'm asking you to support his bylaw because it's a damn good bylaw. I don't know if Brother Terrell liked me or not. I remember him. I had no problems with him. I didn't know if he had problems with me or not. It don't matter. But we need to. Where's this young man dying? He's younger than me. I don't know. He might be young enough to be my son. I don't know. Just young. Look at him. Look like a teenager. Bet you if he didn't have that beard, he'd be like he's 20 something. So please, this ain't about me. You don't like me. What about these bylaws? What about these grievances? Any questions? I know we don't only got a few people on the call. Any comments? See, we got Kathy and Robert. I'm just about done. But you have any thoughts, Kathy, that you could share with us?
Yeah, I thought it was a really good meeting. Good, the things you said were really inspiring and thought provoking, and it might be kind of lengthy to write it up. And I don't know if you could even do that. Maybe you could edit it, but it it would be worth. Sometimes people prefer to read because it might be a little bit faster. I don't know, but I thought it was really good about how the union wants to help the company. And this has been going on for decades. With the jobs, forcing people to pick jobs that they don't want to pick, forcing them to get the qualification, and then the excuses the union leadership makes, you know, I mean, whose side are they on? So yeah, I liked it.
And you said that I should write it out. So you don't think this article is
Oh, I didn't
sufficient?
read the article. I didn't read the article. It's probably in there. I have
Oh,
to read it.
well, I made a whole blog post outlining each one that I described.
Okay, then it's probably all in there.
Okay, 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 good, good. So that's just based on your whatever your phone settings are. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it just is so little on my phone, but I can read it on my computer later.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. And
Oh,
I'll
thank you.
put the links in, and yeah, I really appreciate your feedback, brother Robert. Did you have anything?
Oh, brother, I'm at work. I'm just listening to you and supporting your meeting.
I appreciate it, brother Robert. You're my number one supporter. And I appreciate all your support. Right, Kathy?
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
Robert supports the CTA workers, and he's a CTA worker, unjustly fired CTA worker. Um, Anonymous complaint made on him, and the CTA fired him, which is against the contract.
Mm.
Yep. All right. Well, that'll wrap it up then. Thank you to Robert and Kathy, and those of you who are checking out the recording on YouTube and Facebook. And I'll make sure I have all this ready. And if you too could help encourage the members to show up Tuesday, June 10th, to support my grievances, I would really appreciate it.
Okay, have a good night, you guys.
See y'all later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Hang on, see there.